The terrific Jamie Lee Curtis seems to be everywhere all at once these days. So, I'll be taking a look at a movie featuring her most celebrated character. My name's Stephen Archibald, and welcome to my movie podcast. Hello, I'm Stephen Archibald and welcome to my podcast, They Came From Within, Cult Movie Reviews. What starts, ends. Halloween Ends, 2022. The decision to relaunch the Halloween franchise in 2018, with a plotline which rejects all but the first movie, was a bold move. But it paid off beautifully. The glorious Jamie Lee Curtis, playing here an aged Laurie Strode, was as tough and resilient as you'd expect. The second instalment, Halloween Kills, came out in 2021. Halloween Ends, as its title states, brings this long-running saga to a conclusion. Well, at least with this director and cast. And I've no doubt that John Carpenter and Deborah Hill's creation, Michael Myers, aka The Shape, will continue to have a profound influence on the horror movie genre for some time to come. For as they say, you can't keep a bad man down. The movie kicks off with the accidental death of a child named Jeremy. The traumatised teen, Corey Cunningham, who's played by the Hardy Boys' Rowan Campbell, was babysitting the unfortunate tot at the time. And, although he's eventually cleared of manslaughter, the unfortunate Corey finds himself being shunned and bullied by many of the folk of Haddonfield, Illinois. Laurie Strode, who's working on her memoirs at the start of the picture, is one of the few to show him any compassion. Laurie shares her home with her granddaughter Alison, who's played by the excellent Andi Matichak. Alison goes on to have a relationship with Corey, with dire consequences. Seeing as the young man plunges deeper and deeper into torment and guilt, and the added strain of being victimised causes him to suffer a psychotic break. His murderous rage comes into full effect after he comes into contact with a weakened yet deeply malignant Michael Myers, portrayed in this movie, as he was in the previous two, by the stuntman James Jude Courtney. And herein lies what many consider a major flaw in the movie. Was it really correct to make the audience follow the stories of two different serial killers with different motivations in the same film? After all, the focus should be solely on the titanic clash between Laurie and The Shape. Cunningham's performance is convincing enough. However, there are times when you'll feel you are watching another horror flick altogether. Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends were all directed by David Gordon Green. Green wrote the screenplay to this one with Danny McBride, Paul Brad Logan, and Chris Bernier. The fact that 4 writers were involved probably accounts for the chaotic and confused narrative. Even so, the film is full of menace and gory incidents, and there's no doubting the committed performances. I especially like the one given by the quality character actor Will Patton. He portrays Deputy Frank Hawkins, who, when he was a young sheriff, helped to capture Michael Myers back in 1978. Patton's genre appearances include The Puppet Masters from 1994, Armageddon from 1998, and The Mothman Prophecies from 2002. However, my all-time favourite Will Patton performance has got to be the one he gave in the great Kevin Costner vehicle, No Way Out from 1987, where he played Scott Pritchard, General Counsel to Gene Hackman's Secretary of Defence, David Bryce. Patton's unhinged character goes off the rails so vividly, I can still picture him clearly in my mind's eye. Hawkins' budding romance with Laurie is a pleasure to see in this film. You really hope that they will get it together. Halloween Ends does have a rather fine music score. As you would expect from John Carpenter, his son Cody, and their collaborator Daniel Davies. This talented trio also scored the 2018 and the 2021 releases. The beautiful Kyle Richards makes her third appearance in the Halloween franchise since its inception. Her fourth, if you include the archival footage of her from 1981's Halloween 2. She plays Lindsay Wallace, who, when she was a little girl, was babysat by Laurie, along with Tommy Doyle, on that dreadful night in 1978. Her other genre credits include Eaten Alive from 1976, and The Watcher in the Woods from 1980. The movie's events were nicely captured by the cinematographer Michael Simmons, and the fragmentary plot was neatly knitted together by the editor Tim Alverson. Returning to the rising star, Andy Matichak, as with Rowan Campbell's Corey, her character Alison's personality has to undergo a radical transformation. And Andy proved to be so convincing, I still don't know whether I like or loathe Alison. John Carpenter's university buddy, the actor, writer and director Nick Castle, played the Shape in the original 1978 movie. In David Gordon Green's trilogy, Castle provides Michael Myers' distinctive Darth Vader-esque breathing. It is said he also makes a cameo appearance in this one. This movie features a scene in which we see that two characters are watching on TV John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982, whereas in Carpenter's 1978 Halloween, we see that two characters are viewing a screening of the original version of The Thing from Another World from 1951. At one stage in Laurie's house, we get to see an eye-catching framed photo of her posing with her friends Annie and Linda. This image was actually a publicity shot for the original film, featuring Jamie Lee Curtis, Nancy Loomis and PJ Soles. Halloween Ends made around $105 million at the box office, making it the least commercially successful one during David Gordon Green's tenure as director. The movie was shot between the 19th of January and the 9th of March 2022. Most of the shooting took place in Savannah in Georgia and Salt Lake City in Utah. It went on general release in the United States on the 14th of October 2022. Miramax, Blumhouse and Universal served as the main producers, with Universal Pictures being the distributors. I think you may well enjoy this movie, as long as you can overlook its uneven structure. I'm Stephen Archibald, and thank you very much for listening to my podcast, They Came From Within, Cult Movie Reviews. Please feel free to listen to or download other episodes online. Hey, you can even like, follow or subscribe. Look after yourself, and so long for now.